Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the Review tab in Word 2013, focusing on comments and tracking changes. So the Review tab is a tab that you will not use often if you're just creating documents on your own. The Review tab is set up for collaboration, for others to look at your documents and be able to comment them, and if you're doing a document with a group of people, be able to track changes between individual members or versions of the document. So let's start with comments. So I can insert a comment anywhere in my document by just placing the cursor and hitting New Comment. Now if I don't highlight words, wherever the cursor is, the closest word will be highlighted. So if I back out of this and I highlight my title here and say New Comment, notice it gives my name when I did it in my picture. This is new in 2013, the picture and the name. It put the name before but didn't put a picture, and it didn't put how long ago the comment was. That's new in 2013, kind of mimics what Google Docs does. So I'll just say great title, and I'm going to click away, and notice there's my comment in this new area on the right hand side where the page expanded out. Now if I were to print this document, you will see that by default the comment prints, and when the comment prints it uses the old format, which is just the name of the author and where it says commented. It doesn't show the picture at the time. Another new feature in 2013 that encourages collaboration is I can actually reply to this comment. So if I was Bob Jones, who wrote this stuff, let's just say, I could actually respond to this comment and say, hey, thanks Bob, and then when Bob got the document back, he would see the comment. So that's comments, and when I've created a comment, I actually have options here: next, previous, etc. I can delete all comments or just the current comment if it's selected. If it's selected, I can delete the current one. If I have nothing selected, it'll delete all of them. It'll delete all the comments in the document. Alright, track changes. Track changes allows me to actually track everything I do in the document. So let me turn this on here. So we're going to turn track changes on. And I'll go up here and I'm going to, for hosting of a business web page, there are many options available. I'm going to strike that sentence and I'm going to say, for hosting a web page for your business, many options currently exist. So in a regular document, when I strike a sentence or delete a sentence, it goes away. Notice when I have track changes on, it marks the sentence out and then highlights my revision in red. This draws attention to the revision and what was deleted. Now that I have track changes on, notice I get new options up here in the change category. I can accept the change and move to next. I can accept all the changes, or I can accept changes and turn off tracking, or I can reject the same options. I can reject this and move to next, reject all and stop tracking. Now the stop, reject, or accept all and stop tracking is a new option in 2013. It didn't exist in 2010. You actually had to turn off tracking by using this option over here, show no markup. Notice tracking is now gone even though it actually exists in the document. Now when I have markup on, I can choose what markup I want to see. Comments we've talked about, insertions and deletions, as you see. See, if I turn that off, my insertion and deletion goes away. I'll turn it back on. Ink is the ability to actually take a pen like on a touchscreen or a graphics tablet and actually write or ink the document. Formatting changes are, come down here and let's just bold this randomly, and notice over here a few seconds ago, formatted text bold, I made that change. If I go back here and turn off formatting, notice that goes away. Now, do I want to show balloons? So show only comments in formatting, show revisions in balloons, show all revisions in line. So if I turn it off, notice here it shows my comment, JC1, that I made a comment, and if I point to it, it shows the revisions are now shown with a gray line over here in the margin instead of out here. Now if I say show all revisions in balloons, now my deleted and new sentence will also show out here. And notice another new feature in 2013 is all revisions are timed. So it shows you how long ago the revision occurred. Now the reviewing pane over here will show me all my revisions in the document in a succinct list. Here's the comment and the 3 changes that I made. I strike the sentence, inserted a new sentence, and bolded. And I did not mean to start that sentence with an equals. That was a typo and not a actual revision. But now, okay, it just got rid of it because it was in the revised sentence, so it just got rid of it. Okay, now notice another thing here. If I put it out in the margin, all comments in a balloon, instead of being striked out in the document, just the revision is shown in the document, the original sentence is shown out here in the bubble. So this is track changes. I'm going to go ahead and reject all changes and stop tracking. So you will see that the comment stays, but the changes I made, the original sentence comes back and the bolding went away. Changes, like I said, are very useful if multiple people are going to be editing your document. We'll touch on compare quickly. This is more of an expert exam topic. However, it lets you compare 2 documents for changes, or it lets you actually take two similar documents, like let's say one I edited, then one Bob edited, and actually combine them into one succinct document. Now we can restrict editing. What can you and can't you do in this document? So I could say make this document read only and start enforcing protection, and I can actually give it a password. Make this document where you can only read it, you can't change it. I can also say you can only allow this type of only allow me to change comments, only allow me to do track changes, only allow me to fill in forms, or no changes at all. I can also limit formatting, so I can limit the styles that you can allow, or the styles that are allowed. I can also limit to a selection of styles. So if I have this checked, the only thing you can change in the document is formatting text and a style. So if I were to turn this on, I'll say recommended minimum. I'll turn this on. The document changes aren't allowed. Do you want to remove them? I'm going to say no. But if I were to actually enforce this, which I will, I can do a password. I won't put in a password. Now, if you forget your password, that's a problem. So if you actually do this, don't forget your password. You might be online searching for a utility that someone will happily sell you to crack it, which can be done, but if you set a password, remember it. So now I'm only allowed to do certain styles. So if I go over here, notice all my options here are grayed out because these are not a style that I can use. So all this is grayed out. I'm going to turn this off, and notice all my options now reappear. So that's our discussion of comments, tracking, changes, and a brief discussion on protection. Proofing, pretty self-explanatory. Clicking on the word count in the ribbon does the same thing as clicking on the word count in the status bar, which is the second item on the status bar. The first item, the page count, will bring up the navigation toolbar with the Pages tab already selected. Spelling and grammar, pretty much everybody uses inline, but we can do it here. We can also define any word. Notice we can hit Control F7 and define any word, or Shift F7 brings up the thesaurus. We can also do that here on the contextual menu. Translate, we can translate our document in another language using a machine translator, or we can set the language for our document. Word comes installed standard with 3 different spell checkers. I believe it's Spanish, French, and English. So if I'm typing my document in French, every word is going to be misspelled unless I change my language here to French. Set the proofing language to French, then the spell check will actually check as if would spell check the document in French. So that's all the time we have for this video. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we talk about the mail merge. Practice comments and tracking changes. Not a major thing. You'll probably see comments on the certification exam, but they're pretty easy to decipher, as we saw here. Track changes is probably not something you'll see, but it's still useful, especially useful if you do collaboration.